Hello, my name is Polly Hickling and I'm the course leader for the Live Event Technology course here at Solent. And today I'm doing a series of interviews and posts for International Women in Engineering Day. And I've got some special guests joining me to talk about how women in engineering are working, particularly in media technology. So I'm joined now by Carrie Wooten from RISE. And Carrie's going to talk a little bit first about how RISE came about and what RISE is. So Carrie, could you tell us a little bit about that, please?
Yeah, thank you so much, Polly. So yeah, RISE was set up about 4.5 years ago, specifically to look at the gender balance within the broadcast media technology industry, and specifically that not being enough female talent within the engineering and technical roles within the industry. So we really wanted to develop an organisation that was going to start to address that, and so that we could see a diverse workforce coming through and support the diverse talent that already exists within the industry as well.
Thank you. And I know you've worked with quite a lot of graduates from my courses. Can you tell us a little bit about how RISE has helped some of the Solent graduates?
Yeah, so we worked with quite a few of them, both as mentees, which I'll talk about in a moment, and also our mentoring program. So we've supported Emily Bergen, Hannah Davey, Shannon Haddock, and then this year Kat Savage is also on our mentoring program. So the mentoring program is one of the kind of core pieces of work that we deliver at RISE. It's an annual program that supports around 25 women in the UK, and actually we're also supporting 20 women in North America and another 10 in APAC this year as well. So really kind of global spread of women that we're supporting. And the intention really is to help those women achieve their goals, whatever those goals happen to be. So for some, it's about going from position A to position B, and I'm on this kind of career trajectory and I want to, I want some help getting there. Or it might be more about confidence, speaking up in meetings, understanding the industry a bit more. So there's lots of different reasons that women apply to the program. But all of the graduates from Solent have been on our mentoring program, particularly those 4 that I've just mentioned. And it's a real honour and a privilege to support them. They're fantastic women, and it's really great to see how they're progressing with the industry and developing their careers as well. One of the key things we hope that all of the women from the mentoring program will leave with is a network of women and men across the industry that they can be supported by and talk to as their career progresses. Our program is 6 months, but one of the key parts is getting to know your fellow mentees. So we have monthly meetups, training sessions. Each mentee gets to do a presentation. So by the end of the program, we hope that those 25 women will stay in touch. They'll support each other as kind of, job opportunities and interviews come up, or there's a challenge at work. So actually they've got this network to kind of support them, have their back and encourage them and stay networked with. We know how important networking is within the industry. So, and of course, it's not just their mentees, it's the mentors as well, and the RISE Advisory Board and all of the network that exists within RISE and the work that we do.
Because you've actually got 2 of our students on your advisory board this year.
Yeah, we do. Yeah, we do. Yeah, Alice and Lily. Yes, it was really important for us to have some young voices on the advisory board. We know that there's a lack of talent coming through. We've been working closely with you on and other universities discussing that and looking specifically at the diversity of talent coming through. So we really wanted to understand about how we need to communicate more with younger people, and I really understand their perspective on why they don't choose the industry, how we could reach them more, how do we target them, which social media platforms. We've got a real range of women and men on our board, but I think having that younger perspective really offers us something different. I think we will keep doing that as we move forwards with our work.
Thank you. Yeah, and that leads me nicely on to, you're right, we've been working together on this for a couple of years now, looking at how our shared goal of encouraging more people into the industry.
Yeah.
Could you tell us a little bit about how we're moving forward and your work with other universities and how we're going to progress with this to make a difference?
Yeah, so I think there's 2 pieces, isn't there? We need to support and champion and encourage and put a spotlight on the women working in the industry. We need to do that. We need to ensure that we retain that talent and encourage it and see it through to C-level positions. That's part of the mentoring program and our network of events and our RISE Awards as well. But a crucial bit is, as we've said, that talent coming through. So whenever we talk about particularly STEM subjects and engineering specifically, and definitely in our bit of the industry, there's been lots of discussions going, we need to start down here. So a couple of years ago, working with Andy Bill, who's the chief engineer at BT Sport, I was like, okay, so what does that mean? What does starting down here mean? So Andy put together a little workshop with in his daughter's primary school, actually, as a little pilot to run a little mini broadcast workshop. So the students who were 10 and 11 years old started to build this mini broadcast studio in their schoolroom, and just, yeah, it was a brilliant process. And suddenly we realized that actually through delivery of these workshops, these hands-on practical, getting your hands on the cables, putting the cameras out, operating whichever piece of kit is, whether it's your, the headphones, the comms stuff, whatever it is, that actually you can really inspire and educate and inform young people about the opportunities that are in the industry, and actually just tell them that these jobs exist. More often than not, they don't know that there's a graphics team. They don't know that actually there's a comms team. It's actually kind of putting across in a really inspiring way, in a really practical way, that actually these jobs within the industry exist. So obviously COVID scuppered that a bit. So we in partnership with ITV and BT Sport, we were starting to roll those out, I suppose, end of 2019, beginning of 2020. But during COVID, what we knew that we were good at was mentoring, and we knew that mentoring could work in a virtual space and through the powers of Zoom. So end of last year and into this year, we launched a new mentoring program for 16 to 18-year-olds. So we're supporting 23 young women from across England through the network which is called University Technical Colleges, which are actually secondary schools. So they're a framework that really focus in on technical subjects, but are very which are but are secondary schools, so they still do GCSEs and A levels. So we're still in that process. So then it was year 12 and 13, so I suppose equivalent to what was sixth form. And so we're just finishing with some students, and some of them will continue into the next academic year. So we've been really kind of focusing in on how we can encourage that talent through to university courses, to apprenticeships, and into the industry. And our big project of work going forwards is to look at what's the kind of meat in that sandwich. And we've got primary schools, we've got the 16 to 18-year-olds. So what does that look like in between? We know that we can't leave it that long. So that's our big program of work over the next few months, is to design something in partnership with those university technical colleges that can really start to address that talent pipeline right through from primary school all the way through secondary schools, right through to A levels, and then on to universities. That's like yourselves, that's really important. So we've got clear signposting both to students and to parents about how brilliant this industry is, the opportunities that lie within it, the salary levels that you can get, the fact that you can travel in certain jobs within the industry, that actually you can work in the amazing organizations that work on the Olympics or work on these major sporting events. We're seeing the Euros, we're seeing the Olympics, within there's brilliant opportunities, and that's what we really want to help encourage. So we've got Discovery, BT Sport, ITV and Deluxe are our key partners in kind of building up what we're framing as our Rise Up Academy. So I will keep you posted on news about when we launch that in the autumn, but that's a kind of big program of work at the moment. So quite excited about having this big, this really kind of key framework in place that we can start to really encourage young talent come through to university courses and then onward into the industry.
Sounds great. And I look forward to working with you on this, and hopefully in a few years' time we won't be needing to have a conversation about there not being enough people, because
no, exactly,
this work will have solved the problem.
It will have done. Yeah.
Thank you so much for talking to us today, Carrie, and
pleasure. Thank you for having me.
with our upcoming students and our graduates as well.
Pleasure. Thanks for having me. Thanks, Polly.